What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 66 of Lyon Live here in Football Manager 2019. Last episode, I left you with a dilemma. Do we sign the French James Milner? Do we sign Tolisso and play him at fullback? And opinions were split. There were those of you who were like, well, he can't be as good as just James Milner, who plays for Everton in this. I don't like this as a Liverpool. This doesn't make me feel good as a Liverpool fan. But you know, he's not left-footed. How can he do it? And I just think to myself, if James Milner can do it, Tolisso can do it. And we've been struggling to find a left back. And I know people have said, Jack, you need to move faster in the transfer market. We made two signings, two players who were in the van. We'd given them the transfer offer in the bag, and they were snatched away from our clutches. I'm not letting it happen again. We're confirming this deal. He is going to join us. And, if we just find him at the most recent message, boom, he is in the van. He is signed. We have a left back. And it might not be a natural left back, but we have a world-class midfielder who, if he doesn't perform that well at left back, have we really lost out that much? I don't think so. I feel like we'll just play him at centre mid and he'll be an absolute beast there. Obviously, hometown hero, great to have him back. He's going to have to learn to play left back rather quickly. Off the back of this now, you know, maybe I do need to look to move Mendy or Moreno on. St. Maximin playing game time for Everton and getting goals as well. I really hope this is going to help this guy's development. Great player, a few years left on his contract. Of course, we've kind of loaned him out, as we have with a few of our players in their own early 20s, hoping that they're going to hit the ground running. Moreno feels like he's been forced out the club. I'm a little bit concerned about the lack of interest in him when I have offered him out. I'm kind of tempted to test the waters with Mendy and just see if anyone's interested at all. Mendy's good, but he's not great. I know that might sound really harsh because I've seen people talk so highly about him. But I just feel like within our specific save here, don't get me wrong, he's not a bad fullback. But besides his acceleration and pace, there's just lots of 12s and 13s and 14s. He's not a worldie. That might sound harsh. Now he's unhappy. Toussaint, can you tell it to him, mate? Good job, Toussaint. No one interested in him. We might have a free left-back dilemma this year, but that might make moving on one of the players easier come January if they're unhappy that they haven't been featured in the team more. Anyway, did I save at the start of the year my best 11 for the year? No, I didn't. Right, we need to resort this out. And we also need to register Tolisso, who will be playing left back for us. Make no mistake. But, no, I'm really, really happy with where we're at with the team right now, to be honest. I feel like we've got good strength in depth, a really good French core to the side as well, which is a massive, massive bonus. And just across our team in general, there's just so much strength in depth. Like, it's impossible not to be excited. We do need to move Shadas and St. Maximin just down to the reserve team. Just because they're out on loan, I don't want to see them clogging up the team. Obviously, players like Petrenko and Lala kind of back up Auger as well. Is this my best 11? Don't really have a right midfielder on the bench, which makes me want to get rid of Depay, who is still wanted by West Ham, which is interesting. Can we get West Ham to make a bid? I mean, that is the golden question, isn't it? I would like to move Depay on if we can, but obviously it's kind of hinging on teams being interested. It feels like here at Lyon, we've just never really had transfer offers that are like no-brainers. From my own experience, very often you get some transfer dealings where you're just like, well, I've got to accept that at that much money. There's not really been that many of those. Anyway, you can see here, PSG drawing with Bordeaux. That is a big result for Bordeaux. They did qualify for the Champions League last year, so that we know that they're good. But yeah, that is really good to see there. You can see Gabel's doing well in training. Markovic doing extremely well in training as well. I feel like this guy is going to be rotated in and out of the first team fairly frequently this year, alongside Wallace. And also, of course, alongside Lenglet in that position. So the first game that we've got today is against Stade Rennais. Looking forward to this one. They're in 11th, so it should be a game that we can win rather comfortably. But as we've learnt so far this year, the games that we should be winning comfortably, we haven't wowed in. We haven't dazzled in them. Maybe with Tolisso at left back we can do that. You can see Wallace going to be out with an injury, so we'll have to take him out of the team for today's game, I imagine. Make sure that we have Taliso registered, and while we're here, we should probably save our best 11. If you don't save team selections, I really can't recommend it enough. It's something that I only really started doing a few years ago in FM, but it's just really, really useful. Like, I can't quite explain just how great it is to have, especially if you have quite a big squad and you like to rotate things. Just the ability to go, right, what is my best 11, and then quickly identify, okay, these are the players who aren't available of my ideal 11. And of course, throughout the year, your ideal 11 will change. That is inevitable, but at the same time, it can be nice after a couple of seasons if you don't overwrite your selection as I've just done there. And you can kind of compare your best 11 at the start and end of the year or in future subsequent seasons just to see, what players really have been major components of the team year on year. I don't know. It's something that I recommend you use, and if you haven't ever used it, it's just a click of a button away, and it can really help out, especially if you have, 2 selections for your team. You want to have, one starting 11 and then just a completely altered starting 11. It's just great for that. I am just wondering with Mendy and Moreno, I'm wondering with Mendy if we train him to play right back. Because if we train him to play right back, then he would be a top quality backup fullback option. The kind of basically what Kenny Lala has been for us, that kind of flexible fullback who can play either side. That makes a lot of sense in my head. Moreno doesn't have that same degree of flexibility, and of course he is slightly older. I guess that's another mark to put next to his name in terms of thinking probably one of the fullbacks that will have to make way, and the one that will give come the end of the year. But no, we're going to be really getting into the season now, which feels nice. I feel like so far this pre-season, it's kind of been the longest pre-season we've had in this series. In terms of number of episodes, really to get into the meat and potato of things. It's just been one of those kind of pre-seasons where there's been a lot to think about, and just obviously with the left-back saga, which hopefully has drawn its close now, it dragged on a little bit. I mean that in a nice way, like not in a, oh my god, this is so boring, but in just a frustrating way. It felt like a few times we were on the cusp of deals that just didn't quite work out. Looking at it here, I didn't even notice this. We actually have a spot free on the bench. What position do I want to bring in? That is the golden question right now. I feel like Depay is probably the man just to have on the bench, to be fair. I should probably resave my best 11 now that we actually have the correct number of players on the bench. That would be a good idea. But, yeah, let's get into this game, shall we? I will just quickly apologise for the lack of Lyon Lives this week. I'm trying to get to 4 episodes a week, which I know is still less than what you guys are used to, but, with the other series, with me wanting to just not slow things down a little bit, but with Lyon Live, dedicating an hour of your day every day to do something is quite a commitment, and it kind of, as some of you guys will know, behind the curtain here, but I lost a lot of weight last year, and I still want to continue to, maintain and lose more weight if I can, and I was finding that doing a video every day that was an hour long, like, I kind of would neglect my own personal health. That was an hour where I wouldn't be able to get as much fitness stuff done. So I'm still trying to find a healthy balance with everything. That's not to say that Lyon Live's suddenly going to stop and the videos are just going to vanish, but I mean, we've been doing these videos now regularly for like 7 months. We're in June. Football Manager usually launches mid to late October. We've still got like 5 months left of the game cycle. I've been really enjoying the game, though, on the whole. But, yeah, I just want to look after myself a little bit more. I'm sure there'll come a point where maybe it comes more frequently, but for my own sanity, at least, we're going to just take things a little bit easier. Anyway, they've just scored, but I think this is going to be given offside. It was just a breakaway chance for them. In fact, it's not been given offside. It was onside. Interesting. Was this close? My first instinct was it was off. Maybe he wasn't off, Dakuna, which is a good little finish, but rather concerning for us, isn't it? Let's go to the control style of play. Fakir, set piece. Can you bail us out here? Of course he can. Shambolic goalkeeping by Quebec. It's got to be said. But just a lovely, lovely little goal for him. One thing I'll mention now, exciting news, and I need to give a big shout out and thank you to the guys who support me on Patreon for this, because without you guys this wouldn't be possible. But I have bought a green screen and lights. Now, I'm not going to use a green screen and a video every episode, But for stuff like cup finals, more significant episodes, it's something I would like to integrate into my videos more, just on the whole. So yeah, that's been something that I've been able to afford. I've got a really good green screen setup. I've kind of, it's been one of those things I've put off for a long while, because I feel like with a green screen setup, if you don't know, you want to have a really good green screen setup. If you have a crap one, it just kind of looks crap. You get what you pay for in terms of lighting and the screen itself. So yeah, thank you to everyone over on Patreon. A few months of squirreling your pledges away has meant that I have been able to upgrade our setup, which is really, really cool. Obviously, it's something that I couldn't do without your support. I don't really plug the Patreon that much, but it is down in the description. If you do enjoy what I do, consider checking it out. Obviously, it's not expected by any means, and you don't really miss out on a great deal for not having it, but I do like to think I put in a lot of work with my videos and entertain a lot of people, and it's nice when people do want to pledge, because, as I said, it allows me to upgrade my setup a little bit more. This year, we've got a new microphone, a new boom stand. I've been using the same microphone for 6 years, and now to have a green screen setup and proper lighting is great. What is not great, by the way, is the fact that De Kun has scored again. He has 10 finishing and 11 long shots, and he's just banging them in for fun. What are we doing? Why are we here? They've had 2 shots and they've both gone in. Am I allowed to feel annoyed? Is this justified? From this situation, you think, oh, we got it under control. Is that Militao, or it is Militao? Just completely loses his man. Not for the first time this game. Looks like at the break it's going to be 2-1 to them, which is a teeny tiny bit concerning. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to get shouty, because I feel like we have to. Gabels has been really poor in front of goal, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to bring in Keane, see what he can do in the striker department. Between them, we should have 2 really class strikers. I feel like we've struggled to hit the ground running so far this year. It's been against the weaker teams as well, where we're just not quite creating enough, in a weird way. I'm just wondering if I want to go to the more direct system again. Our assistant saying, play more direct. I will go to the more direct system, assistant. I'm listening to you. 2 starts. Tolisso, keep an eye on him, of course. The French James Milner, as we will label him. I will get his name muddled up with 2 starts. I will apologise for that now. He whips in the ball. Coman's there. Ndombele hits it. Oh my god, what was that? An hour gone. It's not looking great, is it? Maulid has been poor out on the left. Let's bring in Memphis for him. One elite attacking midfielder for another. But 20 minutes left. We need a goal, boys. We've been all over them. But we've just not been able to find the breakthrough. It's just not come. Is it going to come? It doesn't look like it. I don't even know what to do at this point. There's 3 minutes left. We've been absolutely awful. We're going to lose. What? Sorry. So, I need to just... Can we reevaluate? Tolisso, on his debut. Oh, there's a player getting treated here. What has happened? Oh, can he get up? He's got up. Can we just discuss Tolisso's throw in here? We've paid £72 million for this lad. Can we just enjoy this? Just take a deep breath. If you're not watching the video, if you've got it on in the background, just look at this. What are you doing, son? You've just hit the person with a wheelchair in the front row. 2-1 it finishes. I don't even know what to say. We've completely dominated the game and somehow just not been able to, well, show it on the scoreline. At what point do I start to panic this year? I don't even know how to feel. I'm really tempted to change our striking role from a complete forward to an advanced forward in this system. I do actually think that might help us quite a bit. Oh, I don't even know how to feel after that. That was just blooming awful. Thing is, they had 3 shots. They just hit us on the break a few times and had some crazily good finishing. I almost don't really want to change anything. You can see here on the 18th, we've got Freitas joining us. Lenge wants to force him... Sorry, mate. If you want to leave, though, 90 million. 90. I will transfer list you, as you did it by request. I mean, I'm not overly concerned about selling him because we've got Markovic and we've got Kanate already. Some players are interested, teams are interested in him, but they don't want to pull the trigger. Just as a reminder, we bought him for £8.5 million. He's done awful this year. Let's just do a quick comparison. I'm curious. Markovic and Lenglet. They're really not that far apart. Like, yes, Lenglet's better in the air, better mentally, but physically, in terms of speed, Markovic is the better player. I kind of almost want to sell him at this point, because I feel like we could probably get in a pretty good alternative option at centre-back. We'll continue forward here and see if anyone has a nibble. I guess the concern here is that I assume that the Premier League season started, so the Premier League clubs probably aren't going to make bids for him. Because, of course, the window shuts sooner. I assume the Premier League season has started. Indeed, it has. So the window's closed, so they're just not going to make any bids for him. I'm curious here. Declan Potter. He's pretty good, isn't he? 18 years old, plays for Man City. Not a bad left-back, it would be fair to say. Did he generate at Man City? Of course he did. He looks quite good. We'll keep an eye on him. Maybe he was the solution to our left-back problem all along. Nah, that's not true. The French James Milner was. There is no doubt in my mind about that. Anyway, we've got the game against Nice here. They're in 8th, and then we've got a little bit of a rest actually before the next game. So it's a chance for us to bounce back, hopefully with a good performance. I do feel like we've got to evaluate our starting 11 for this game based off form in the last 5 games. Gabels, I think we might drop for Keane. I feel like between Keane and Gabels, we should have 2 very, very good players. We'll try the advance forward and see if that works a little bit better for us. As a complete forward, the player is more inclined to just drop in deep a little more often. And obviously when they do that, perhaps there isn't a man further on ahead to be the outball. So maybe a change in role is all that's needed there. Both Gabels and Keane are just very, very well-rounded players who can play, a real variety of roles in the striking department. So we've got that going our way. O'Shea is apparently complaining about the training routines. Mate, you are like the sickest playmaker in the world, and I want to make you like our little Pirlo as a deep line player. But I need you to complain less, please. Man, he's really good, isn't he? Really good. I would love him to get a bit more passing training and maybe luck. Just what do I want? Long-range passes? Yeah, I think long-range passes are a thing for him. He's got great vision, great passing, great teamwork. The only concern with really playing him as that deep line playmaker kind of role is just he's not particularly physical. He's not going to be a kind of terrier in that defensive midfield department who can win the ball back for us. Anyway, you can see there's a real cause for concern here. We absolutely need to win this game against Nice away from home. I'm going to start a few different players. I'm going to bring in Depay. I'm going to bring in Trincao out on the right. And I'm going to play him instead of Coman as an inside forward on attack. Obviously, Keane's come into the team. Is Wallace back? Wallace is back, but I'm going to bring him in. And I'm not going to bring him in for Lenglet. Sorry, I'm not going to bring him in for Markovic. We're going to bring him in for Lenglet and see what he can do there. Tolisso, he's going to take a little while to warm to his left-back position, but I think he can do good for us there. It's a learning process for him. I'm hoping he's going to learn quick. I don't actually know how adaptable he is. Or not adaptable, sorry, versatile he is. Of course, there are a number of hidden attributes within Football Manager, like consistency, like important matches. There are values between 1 and 20 that you can't see. There are obviously stuff like consistency, important matches. Then you have stuff like adaptability, which is how adaptable a player is in foreign climates. But the one that we really care about is versatility. And that is how quickly a player can learn new roles and positions. And I feel like Tolisso can play a lot of positions, so he should be good at that. We'll have to see if that rings true as, oh my gosh, Militao has a free kick effort. And then he's straight back in the box for it. The woodwork denying us there. That was a really good little effort by him. More efforts like that, please, Edda. It's what we want to see. Bit of a test today, I guess. We'll be keeping a fine eye on Depay, Keane and Trincao. Bit of a change in the front three. Set piece here for Fekir. Crosses it back post. Headed away. Trincao should keep this alive. Now what can he do with it? He whips it in. And well, Bernardoni Picks up the ball rather easily there, straight down his throat. Nice perhaps to launch a counter-attack, although Tolisso at left-back, what can he do? Look at that. Cool, calm, collected, gives it to Fekir, who dinks it wide to the right-back, Militao. Options at the back post, whips it in, cleared away as far as Toussaint. Cheeky little back heel. Fekir, can he get it to the new kid on the block? He can. Tolisso, can he turn his man? He doesn't need to. Really nice build-up player. Can we have an end product? Ndombele hits the woodwork. Keen rebound. Trincao, cross it, please. I sound like I'm about to burst into tears. Maybe I am. The start of the season does make me want to cry. We've won, what, one of our first three? 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss? That's awful. It really is bad. Statistically, we're all over them, but as we learnt last game, that means absolutely bugger all. We need a goal. We need to create something. I guess the good news is that we have created some pretty good opportunities. Unfortunately, the woodwork has held firm, at least for now. And now they're on the attack. Ndombele, what a tackle that is, my friend. Fekir bringing it forward. Lulic picks up the ball. Now is Cyprien. Switches the ball. Lovely win there. I think that was Eder Militao. Again, he's been all over the place. Trincao now with it. Eder Militao on the overlap. Could we get a sucker punch right before half-time? It would be pretty nice to see, wouldn't it? Memphis switches the play to Eder Militao. Moise Kean's in the middle. There he is. Puts the shot the wrong side of the post. That was a great chance. Half-time, 0-0. Really not good enough. Particularly poor here. You can see the players we've brought in to really make a difference. Trincao, Depay, they have been poor to say the very least. Fekir's been bad as well. I'm going to just tell him I'm not happy with your performance. He's motivated. Toussaint as well. Not happy. Everyone's green. Can they now show us what they're made of? And can we get going in the second half? We really need to. We've dominated the ball, despite playing the direct system and not the controlling possession system. They've got a set piece. Cause for concern. Perhaps free header. Oh my God. My head is in my hands. It's a set piece. It's Lukas Ljawelinski. That sounded right, he says. I mean, who is that who's not won the header? Is that Wallace? Who is it? It is Wallace. I can tell it's Wallace. Looks just like him in the 3D. Right. Frankly, this has been blooming awful, and I'm not entirely sure what I want to do here. I'm kind of tempted to try something very, very experimental and just see, can it work? Because I feel like at this point, we need a plan B. We're going to bring in Maulida. We're going to bring in Koeman. And I'm going to play him as an inside forward, even though that isn't where he'd like to play. And I'm going to take off Keane for Gabels. We're going to change the front three to our normal setup. You've got half an hour, boys, to show me what you're made of here. They've immediately got a set piece. Please, stop, Football Manager. Don't do this. 20 minutes left. We're a goal down. We've been bloody awful. I just wonder if I really want to change things here. Let's go a lot more direct. Let's try and play through the middle and play kind of narrow. Right, tactical changes will come into effect, but we've got a highlight before then. Is Gabel's about... Are we about to get a goal and all these changes that I've just done and might reconsider cancelling? That's probably what's going to happen. Nice win there by Militao, but it just amounts to absolutely nothing. Koeman, put in some effort, mate. You've come on off the bench. Really trying to press them hard and high up the line here. Flicked on to Wallace. What can you do, Wallace? Fekir, Ndombele. Out to Tolisso on this left-hand side. Whips it in. Koeman's there. Do I want to change things? I don't. We're going to stick with what the changes we've just gone for. I will say, Tolisso, French James Milner, first assist of the year. That is one thing that we're going to have from him, is a really talented player going forward. On his left foot, which apparently he's not so good with. You couldn't tell from that. Tucked in by Coman as well. Lovely little finish. Still going to make the tactical changes. Going to shout and demand more from the players as well. We've got 10 minutes to try and turn this around. A draw is not good enough. They've got a set piece. Dubois, our former man, surely not. Wallace heads it clear, but only as far as Coat. I mean, come on now. Am I really unlucky? Am I naive? Am I bad at the game suddenly? I'm legitimately annoyed because I don't feel like there's anything I can physically do about the 2 set pieces we've conceded. I mean, this is the first time I've got annoyed during this series just because I feel like we're not even playing badly. Coman, can you bail us out? No, he can't. He shoots it over. Of course he does. They rocket it into the top corner. We do not. This has been the first 2 games in a row where I've really got annoyed at the game this series. And I tend not to get annoyed at Football Manager, but genuinely, I feel like I don't even know what to tell you. I don't feel like it's the system. I feel like it's purely the fact our players aren't performing up to their potential. Maybe it's a gelling period. There's a few new players in the team. I don't really know what else to put it down to. Like, we've torn teams to shreds. Am I going to be grovelling to the board for more time? That is my concern right now. Now I'm annoying Gabels because I'm praising him too much about how well he's doing in training. Oje, you're doing really well in training. He's glad I've noticed. Gabels, why can't you be more like him? We've now got Dijon who are up in 3rd. So, I mean, it only gets easier. I legitimately don't know how to feel after that. We've had an offer for Lenglet. It's 36 million. Atleti, he's valued at 46 and you're offering me 36. Someone is going to need to explain to Atleti how things work here because apparently they don't understand bids. Shadas at least is doing well on loan. I mean, I say he's doing well. He played 9 minutes, Jack. He's made 3 starts, to be fair. Now we need Harvard to do us a favour. They can't do us a favour. Man, we are falling behind PSG before the season's even really begun here. Auxerre had a really good year. You might remember 2 years ago. Last year they were a lot poorer. They finished 8th and then they finished 13th. This year they've started really, really strong. Fair play to them. So Markovic is going to be suspended. So we'll bring in Wallace. I realised that my current best 11 isn't actually quite right because it had Markovic in the team. So we'll have to save it again. Best. I've done this like 3 times today. But it is worth it. I think this probably is our best 11. Obviously, Markovic suspended is a concern. And we've got a week until this game against Dijon. It's weird, because I don't really want to panic change things. Like, we really don't need to. We have shown, I feel like on a number of occasions, that the system can work that we play. The players that we have can work. I hate to go, we're just getting unlucky, because I feel like I used that last year at times. And it kind of got old fast. But genuinely, I'm not even entirely sure how to feel about how things have gone so far this year. I also know for a fact that watching episodes where someone just sits complaining at the game really doesn't help. It's probably not. Maybe it is entertaining. Maybe me losing my sanity this year will be good. At least if we were to get sacked, we do have various other leagues already loaded now. So we'll be good to go. Maybe can reforge a legacy somewhere else. The fact I'm talking about the possibility we could be sacked after 4 games of the year is concerning. But I will say it's not quite as concerning as the fact that we've only won one of our first 4. When, to start the season, I was like, yeah, 24 points from the first 8 games would be good. Lenglet's still trying to force through a move. Mate, no one is offered anywhere near your valuation. The Prem clubs, they're not going to come in for you because the transfer window's closed in the Premier League. It's time for you to accept things and move on. Got the Champions League group draw tomorrow. Let's hope for a kind draw. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would help us out. Are there any shocks here that you can see? Dynamo got through. Salzburg got through. Shakhtar getting through ahead of PSV. Young Boys getting through. Celtic on away goals. No massive shocks there. Barini playing for Celtic is something I absolutely love. By the way, that is a top FM transfer right there. But alas, we get to the group stage draw. We're going to get some money for it, so at least there's that. Who are we going to get? Let's just click draw all teams and panic. Benfica, Dynamo Kiev, Valencia. It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, that's an okay group draw. Compared to some of the group draws we've had in the past, I mean, we'll deal with that as best we can. St. Maximin got a goal for, I guess, Everton in the Europa League. So they're battling their way through that. It's good to see him getting so much regular first-team football, St. Maximin. It's not really been something that we've been able to provide him with. And yeah, hopefully he can come back better for it. Maybe we'll end up recalling him in January when everything's gone completely wrong. So you can see here we have no money left to spend. All the money in the bank has gone. Can we ask for more money? Can I have a larger wage budget, please? I can't stress it enough. Please. Okay, they don't want to give me more money. I'm not going to fret him resigning. It's not worth it. Maybe it will be if we lose to Dijon. Right, what do I want to do for this game? Can I do a team meeting yet? No. Apparently there's not there definitely is a reason to hold a team meeting. It's because we've been blooming awful. Malida got included in the French team. That's good. Let's just have a quick look at the French national team setup. 4 of our players. Tolisso, Fekir, Maulida, Coman. I mean, I assume that the scouts haven't been attending our matches. Otherwise, they'd know not to include any of our players. Anyway, let's see how we get on today. We're going to play the 4-2-3-1. They're setting up for the counter-attack, so we've got to be wary of that. But at the same time, I'm going to play the direct attacking style of play, I think, to start today's game. I feel like that is just the best system. Not getting the best reaction out of our players in the team talks, which is maybe a tiny bit of a concern, but we'll make do with it as we can. We need a win here. Dijon have been very good to start the year, so we've got to be wary of them. But yeah, let's see how we get on here. Fekir, an early set piece would help me out. It really would. The keeper saves it out to Gabels. Can't do anything with it, unfortunately. It wasn't over the line. Shock horror. A goal line replay from a free kick in the FM match engine. Never seen that before. Oh, I guess the thing that is annoying me about this is the fact I've been looking forward to playing Lyon live for like this, well, a couple of days. I was really like looking forward to getting back to it. I was thinking, yes, the team's good, players are good, and it's really just not clicked, has it, so far? You might be able to tell in my voice, it might not be obvious at all. I'm a little bit nasally today. I have been feeling a little under the weather, but I was willing to put that behind me because I was so excited to come back and play. And the players, they've just hurt me, boys. I'm going to invite them all to my funeral so they can let me down one last time. It would be a little bit weird, wouldn't it, if I just sent actual letters out to all these players when I die, asking them to lower me. Maybe we shouldn't talk about stuff like this. I don't intend on dying anytime soon. It's 0-0. It's 0-0 at half-time. Nothing's happened. We're just not creating any clear-cut chances either. You know what, Fekir? Go on attack, mate. Go on attack. This might be a little bit risky to have 7 players on attack, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What happened to our Champions League winning squad, eh? The thing is, it's really not. I wouldn't say we've improved since we won the Champions League. First highlight of the game, it's coming in the 57th minute and it's their goal kick forward, which does concern me, especially now that they've got players breaking through on the left and right. Thierry brings the ball forward to Del Castillo. Can we win the ball off them here? Can we force an error out? Is that... okay, that is Coman. I was worried that was Maulida... Not Maulida, sorry. Eder Militao pushing up at right back. I was thinking, man, I do not want my fullbacks pressing that high. Maybe a chance. Cabells, please finish it. Please, I'm begging you. He's put it wide. It was saved. Oh, dear. That's the first clear-cut chance of the game. It's actually one of our first, it feels like, of the season as well. It feels like we've really not been able to create clear-cut opportunities. Maybe a chance here. Can we make some... No, we can't. We can't make something happen. An hour gone. It's time for the tactical changes which win you matches. I'm going to bring in Depay. I'm going to bring in, for Ndombele, Aouar as well. Double change happening. We'll hold on to our last sub. Set piece here. Fekir whips it in. Did that hit the crossbar? Apparently so. What a weird highlight. Fekir's decided to try and score with the outside of his foot. I can't do another shout. I just want to shout at the players. I'm in a shouty mood. Oh my gosh. Please, not like this. Right, can we score? Please, Eder Militao. Work some magic. Coman comes short for it to Aouar. Back to Wallace. Toussaint. Fekir. Gabels. Really nice build-up play here. Can we have an end product? His back post. Gabels free header. He hits the woodwork. Rebound is not going to happen. Oh, just kill me. Please don't kill me. I don't want to die. Apparently Football Manager's leaving me in a weird state of mind. Oh my gosh. It's offside. It's not offside. Is it offside? Please, VAR. Please, VAR. It's counted. Oh my god, just kill me. Maybe I should play my wing-backs on defend. It is the wide areas where we get caught out behind. I mean, are we going to make something happen here? Fekir definitely got fouled. Advantage play. Good that's better. Let's turn our season around, boys, and get one more goal. One more goal is what we need. Let's make something happen. Frustrated by the team. Less of that. 86th minute. Can we turn things around here? Oh my... Are you kidding me? Oh... I want to cry. I want to cry. Come on. What have I done wrong to the gods? Who even was that? He missed it. Was it Wallace again? Wallace has just been making mistake after mistake. I mean, what do I do? I genuinely send thoughts and prayers. I think I might be having a breakdown. Fekir, please. Lenglet, he puts it wide. He was offside anyway. I mean, they've hit us on the counter. They've punished us, but I don't know how to feel. I could get sacked here after 3 years. It feels like it's all just crumbling around me, and I don't even know what's caused it. Let's just think about things here. In fact, let's look at analysis. What can we see? Apparently, Eder Militao loses the ball the most. I do feel like we have issues in the wide area with Eder Militao going forward. And it could be down to playing wing-backs on attack. Maybe we switch to wing-backs on defend. Maybe that's what we need to do. Just have a bit more of a flat back four. Because we do get caught out in behind. I do feel a little bit at a loss. And the reason I feel at a loss is because we've really not had to change too much with our system in the last 3 years, and it's kind of just always worked. But it's just not working anymore. Maybe we look less for the overlap and then maybe I have the wing-backs on support instead. I know I'm going to get 1,000,001 comments from people in the... 1,000,001 comments from people telling me how they'd change things. Obviously, the thing with Football Manager is there isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer to things. I really don't want to change things too drastically. Just because I really don't feel like we should have to. We shouldn't need to here. But clearly something isn't working and we've got to change it up. And I think it probably is the wing-backs in terms of their role. Could maybe drop Toussaint into ball in midfielder deeper. Maybe switch Ndombele to just more of a box-to-box midfielder instead of a Mazzala. Then Toussaint can cover a bit more on the sweep. I'm going to have a think about things. I don't want to change things too drastically because I feel like, it's just 3-2-1 defeats in a row. The first game, Rennes have 3 shots. Granted, they have clear-cut chances. They hit us on the break, and I think that's down to the fullbacks. Against Nice, again, they have 3 shots. They scored 2 of them. Didn't even have a clear-cut chance. I guess that's the one that hurts the most. Just a worldie beating us. And then against Dijon, to be fair to them, they had 3 clear-cut chances. They were very good at hitting us on the break. Clearly, something wasn't quite working there. You can see, though, Eden Militao got one of the best average ratings for us. Right, we've got an international break to the Guingamp game. So what I might do is I might continue forward just to the start of that game for next time out. I'm very close to an emotional breakdown. I need to just rethink things, clear my mind. How are the board feeling? Job secure at the moment. Can I ask them for more time? Can we ask them for a new contract? My job performance hasn't warranted one. That bodes well, doesn't it? How long is left on my current contract? It's probably worth checking. Oh my gosh, it expires at the end of next season. Why did I not ask for a new contract during the summer? Right. I need to have a think about things. Morale really isn't that good either. Can we have a team meeting yet? Have we been justified? Okay, there is a reason for a team meeting. Assertive. We've got the ability to change things around. That's what I wanted. There we go. Good morale boost. Morale is massive in Football Manager. Maybe that can help us a little bit going into the next game. Folks, let me know what you do differently. I need to have a think about things. I apologise if this came across as a very moany episode and could just me complaining a lot, but sometimes the game's frustrating. I'm sure you've all been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. We'll have to hope that things can be less frustrating going forward. We've got Guingamp next, who are in 5th, Dynamo Kiev to start the Champions League, then Rennes, and then also Monaco, who are top of the league. So things really aren't going to be easy next episode. I will need your emotional support. And, of course, hopefully I see you guys for it. If you have enjoyed today's video, do drop a like on it. I'll see you again tomorrow. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.